Hey YouTube, it's your girl Leah, back again with another video. This time coming on here with, as the title says, another foundation review Friday. And this Friday I'll be reviewing the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. Now, I've talked about this foundation throughout probably every foundation review Friday that I've done, and I'm glad that I finally get to review it. I picked all my foundations that I'm reviewing at random, so I was like in a drawer and I pick it out, and finally my hands got on this one, and I'm so excited to finally review this foundation. So this should let you know that this is one of my top foundations, and you'll see why in a minute for different reasons. You know, this may not be the foundation I wear to like the club or a wedding or something like that, but it's definitely a good foundation. And without further ado, let's just hop into my review and thoughts of the L'Oreal True Match Luminous foundation. So if you're familiar with my channel, you clicked on this video, or you're a subscriber of mine, you know I take notes on my foundations. I say this every video, I take notes. So I'm not just doing a first impressions today. This isn't a first impressions video. This is a impressions of a week-long wear with this foundation. Now, I've probably been wearing this foundation in total for like a year and a half on and off, but I wear a foundation. I pick a foundation, I wear it Monday through Friday, every day I go to work, even though some days I don't even feel like doing my makeup. Sometimes I'll just do the foundation, won't even do the rest of my face, but I want to have an opportunity to wear the foundation for the week, see how it plays around with different primers. I use, you know, Smashbox Photo Finish, the Benefit Professional, Monostat Chafing Cream. I use Max Strobe Cream. I use a lot of different primers each day to figure out which ones work well. I use different applicators. I use a beauty blender. Sometimes I use a sponge. So I really take my time and come up with my thoughts on these foundations. I wish I was this meticulous in high school and college and taking my notes and all this. I would have done so well. But yeah, I took my notes on it. I have everything here, so if I look down anywhere throughout this video, that's what I am looking at. Now, for this foundation, it is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. It is not the cheapest drugstore foundations, but drugstore foundations are trying to get their money these days. Now, this foundation at Ulta or like a CVS is anywhere between $12.99 and $13.99. So, not the cheapest. You know, you can get the L'Oreal True Match, the one in the little bottle, for a lot cheaper than that, but still, it does have a pump, and I guess that's kind of what they sell you on. Mine had a little sticker on it that said like new or something like that, but it's not that new. I actually had C6. It was, you'll see in a minute that might not have been the closest to my skin complexion, but yeah, so I had this. It's $12.99 to $13.99 at an Ulta drugstore. I got mine for $8.59 at Target. So I say this throughout my videos. I'm on these videos to try to save you guys money. I want you guys to either, you know, save your money by not even buying some of the foundations I speak on, or save your money by going to the appropriate stores. Drugstores always have higher prices for their makeup. It's just a known fact. Going to a Walmart and Target, always cheaper. So tip number one, go to a Target or Walmart. Now, unless you have some coupons or your foundation is buy one get one at one of these drugstores, do not buy it because you'll be spending a lot more money. I have the shade N7 through 8 Classic Tan Cappuccino. I also have the color C6 Soft Sable. Now, C is for cool, of course, and N is for neutral. I don't know why I got cool, because I don't think I'm a cool undertone, but I looked at the bottom and I was like, this is me. It wasn't me. It was not me. It might be me in the summertime, but in 7 through 8, which you would think in 7 through 8 would be a higher because it's 7 and 8 as opposed to a 6. But if you kind of look, and I don't know if it's showing up on camera, C6 does look a hint darker than the N7/8. So I'll definitely apply it to my hand so you guys can see. The one bad kind of thing about this foundation is that they only have one shade darker than the two of these. One shade darker. Like, I think it is cocoa or something. So these two, and then one shade darker. That's terrible, because in their True Match Super Blendable foundation, they have a lot, not a lot more, but they have a couple of more shades. So that's one of the major cons about this foundation. Does not have a good shade range for darker skin individuals. But That's like most drugstore foundations, but we won't get into that. The site says it is medium coverage, skin improving, luminous finish, 40% pure water for all day hydration. It has antioxidants, vitamin C and D for improved clarity and skin tone, liquid light technology for an instant luminous glow. It also has an SPF of 20 and it's supposed to last up to 8 hours. It's blendable and it's also for all skin types. So yeah, that's what everything the site says that this foundation is going to do for you. Like I said, I will show you kind of what the shades that I have look like, and this is what C6 looks like on the back of my hand. So yeah, and it's not that runny. It's runny, but if you guys have seen some of my other foundation reviews, if you saw my all day luminous, if you saw that video, the foundation was just a running. So yeah, so and that's what C6 looks like. Now I'm going to put right beside it in 7/8. If you can see, it's just a hint lighter. Like, it's literally a hint. Like they just, like in the factory, they just said boop, they just put a pinch of lightness in it. And yeah, so it just matches me a lot better. So yeah, I'm going to be applying it, and I'll be applying it using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. If you watch all my other review videos, you guys know I always use this primer because I think it's just a holy grail kind of staple item. It's not a primer that's going to be too oily. It's not a primer that's going to be too drying. It's just a very nice all-around good primer for many of skin tones or many of skin types. The applicator that I'm going to be using today is the Beauty Blender, and I'm using the Beauty Blender as I do in the majority of all my other reviews. And the reason that I picked this one today is because it gives a better kind of coverage. Now, a brush does work with this foundation. That I realized that throughout this week. I use a brush some days when I apply this, and it gives a more sheer coverage. You're not going to get a full coverage look with this foundation in general, but with a brush you're going to be building and building and building for hours. So if you don't have that kind of time, just go ahead with this, and this will provide you with a kind of medium coverage. Now, this foundation, the claim that it is medium coverage is very much true. You can build on 6 layers of this foundation and you're never going to get a full coverage, and that's just it. It's not a full coverage foundation, doesn't claim to be, and they are right in those claims. I have used anywhere between 1 and 3 pumps this week, and 1 pump, I think I look the same as I did when I had 3 pumps on. It might have been a little bit sheer with that 1 pump, but 2 to 3 pumps, I still look the same with the 2 and the 3. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the demo on my face. So yeah, I'm applying 3 pumps to the back of my hand, and this is the in 7/8. 1, 2, 3. Now, like I said, I could have applied less, but since I'm on camera, I try to use the most amount of pumps that I can, just because I want it to show up on camera. And I'm ready to go in with this foundation. So, as you can see, this foundation, so blendable. And this is such a stark difference between last week with the Maybelline Better Skin, which I don't even want to get into that foundation. But it's such a stark difference. It takes me a minimal time to apply. Like, I usually speed up these videos, so what you saw a minute ago is probably sped up, but it still was, I tried to keep the entirety of me putting it on my face on. So I sped it up, but it's still very, very short in the grand scheme of things of how long it took me to apply this foundation. Now, what you're seeing is a very skin-like finish. Like I said, you're not gonna get a full coverage beat face with this foundation. You're just not. You can't. It's impossible. I have tried. It's impossible to go out here and be like, beat face, honey. And I have normal to dry skin. I should have said that at the beginning, but if you guys are familiar with my channel, I have normal to dry skin. So I love things with the term Lumi in there, dewy, luminous, things like that. I am here for, except for that Mineralize foundation, and you guys know I wasn't here for that, but I'm here for those types of things. So if you're seeing right now, it looks like my skin. Like I look like I did a minute ago, except for more luminous, more glowing from within. I hope it's exuding through the camera. Now I realize that you guys have responded. You guys love how when I film like at the top of my stairs or at the bottom of my stairs, the lighting is so much better than it is in here right now. So I'm going to apply the rest of my face and then come back to you guys with my kind of first hour complete face thoughts on this foundation, and of course I'll come back at the end with my final kind of thoughts on this foundation, so stay tuned. So now I have gone and applied the rest of my face, and I didn't apply a lot. I did blush, I did a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of highlight, because I do definitely always want the foundation to be the main focal point of these videos. Now if you can see, once again, I do see a kind of difference between my neck area and the foundation. I just, off bat, I can see that. Now, this is something I didn't notice throughout this week. I really didn't. I applied my foundation, you know, as soon as first thing in the morning. It's kind of daylight savings time still, so it's still kind of dark when I'm applying my makeup. I go out, work lighting is terrible. I don't know if it's anybody else's office, but it always looks crappy and I never can tell. And I come home and the foundation is kind of faded. So throughout this week, I didn't notice kind of how different it was than my neck. And this is the first for me. This is the first time I've ever recorded and been kind of knocked off my feet about kind of the differences between this. How did I wear this for a week and not know it? Not see this? Was I blinded? What happened here? But yeah, this is kind of why I like this lighting right here. This is a great lighting spot in my house. I may need to reserve this foundation for more so the summer months, because I do not think, unless I mix any shades, that they have a perfect match to what kind of I am this winter, which is more so this. I brought the foundation down, of course, so guys can kind of see a stark difference between neck area. If I hadn't done my neck, if I had done this, then you guys wouldn't have known. But since I have an outfit on that kind of shows you what my body looks like, this isn't the best. Like I said, I do take my thorough notes, so I like to be thorough on this. One thing that you're just noticing right now, the color differences. So I think they need to do better with their shade matches. There's so many different shades, and people don't want to have to spend money to buy two foundations to get the appropriate match. Now, of course, you guys know I have two foundations in this just because I was just trying to find a perfect one match. I wasn't trying to find two foundations to mix together, and I couldn't even mix these two together even if I wanted to, because they're both kind of on the darker side. So I would need a foundation shade to match if I want to match my, like, do a complete total look. Like if this was, you know, a time when I wasn't wearing so much clothes. It is still kind of winter when I'm filming this. I'm wearing a lot more turtleneck, so I'm not noticing as much. Today I don't have to go to work, so I'm wearing a more open and loose blouse, so I'm noticing a lot more the difference between kind of this foundation and how it kind of looks different than the rest of me. So yeah, definitely need a better selection of shade ranges. That's a definite con with this foundation. It's definitely easy to blend though. That's a pro. It's very much so easy to blend. I can do my face with this foundation in a good, 8 minutes and be out the door. Like, the one thing about it that may be a con for some people is that it's not full coverage. It's not full coverage at all. I've reviewed a foundation that's full coverage already. You guys have seen my review of the Revlon Colorstay. That's a drugstore full coverage. You're gonna get a beat face with the Revlon Colorstay. No matter what, you're gonna get that. So that's a foundation. If you're really looking for a foundation that's drugstore and you want a full coverage, something that you can wear to maybe weddings, to the club, out and about, that may be a foundation for you. Now, this foundation is not for you, and it's my favorite because it's an everyday foundation. Now, it became my favorite during more of a warmer weather time, so I probably was loving the match. Now I'm just like, what was I believing in? But yeah, I do still stand by this foundation in terms of being a good everyday foundation. If you go to school, if you go to work, if these are your things that you're doing on a daily basis and you're not trying to look like I came in here to slay, then this is a foundation for you. Like, this is a good, what, $8.59 for me. I get 1 fluid ounce, which you get with a lot of foundations. You get a pump. It's easy to travel with and all that for an amazing, amazing everyday look. Now, I do not reach for this if I'm going out. I do not reach for this if I'm going to the club. I do not reach for this even if I'm taking pictures. Right now on camera, I may be giving you something, or it may look kind of good on camera. But if I'm taking, if I'm going somewhere and I know I'm going to be taking pictures of me, I'm going to be doing some selfies, all of that, this ain't the foundation I'm using. This is not the one, because it looks too much skin-like. It looks too, I don't know the word. It's sheer to medium coverage. And when I'm taking, photography or pictures and stuff like that, I want to look flawless and all that. So I want to go for a more medium to full coverage. And this isn't the one. So if I'm taking pictures, if I'm going out doing those types of things, this is not the foundation I reach for. But if I'm just going to work, I'm just having an everyday thing, this is a good, affordable foundation to achieve an everyday kind of look. And I have a very much so luminous glow about me. Not oily. I'm not touching myself and my skin is oily. I'm not super matte. This is a complete natural finish, and that's what I love about this. I love the natural finish of it. Another con about this foundation, lasting power. It's not there. It's just not there. It's you're not going to get a full day's wear out of this foundation, and that's another thing. It lasts me just enough to get home from work. That's it. Like, after that, it starts to buckle under the pressure. It's not an all-day foundation. If you have an event that you have to go to all day, not the one for you. And that's another con. And it may seem like I'm listing a lot of cons with this foundation, but I like this foundation for what it is. A nice everyday foundation. Definitely skip this foundation if you're trying to cover up imperfections. Like, if you have hyperpigmentation, some kind of things that you have to, or trying to mask or trying to cover up, this isn't the foundation for you. This isn't going to cover up anything on you. So yeah, I'll go out, wear this foundation for a little bit longer, and come back with my final kind of letting you see how it ran throughout the day and how I look and all of that. So stay tuned. So now I am back. It has been a couple of hours. It is now 3 p.m. and it's been four hours since I came on here initially. I ran some errands. I filmed a couple of other videos. So if you guys see me wearing the same outfit for maybe four videos, it's me. You guys know. You guys already know how I do. I'm going to go into kind of my rankings of these foundations, because I think I covered pretty much everything in thoughts-wise in my, immediately after kind of review. Looking for something sheer to medium, this is the foundation for you. But I wanted to give you suggestions out of the other foundations that I've tried if you're looking for something more full coverage. Full coverage, definitely go with the Revlon Colorstay. It's more full coverage. If you're looking for a little bit more coverage for a day-to-day look, also try out the Milani. Now, the shades with Milani may not all be there, just like they're not all here with this one. But if you're looking for something that you can get to medium to full, definitely try Milani or Revlon Colorstay over this foundation if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking for something every day, if you're in school, if you're at work and you're not looking for something to be beat face, or just trying to look very calm, or if you're in the military, and I know they have very strict makeup restrictions, if you guys just want to wear something a little bit to give yourself a little bit of a glow, I think this will be the one for you. I think this is very comparable to the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. Now, if you guys saw my review on that, I definitely had the same kind of, consistency. It claims to be luminous. I think that these foundations very much so compare themselves to it. The one difference I can say about it is it does have that all-day factor with the All Day Luminous. It's going to last you, a majority of the day. It says it's, 16 hours. It does definitely give you that 16 hours. This one does not give you that all-day ability about it. But it's $8.59, whereas that NARS all day is somewhere between $45, $48. So it's a lot more expensive. This is definitely more so if you're on a budget and you don't want to go out and splurge, definitely consider saving your money by buying this foundation. Now, I said this already, this is my #1 foundation, only for light coverage days. If I'm going for a more coverage look, I'm definitely going to go for the Revlon Colorstay. So as far as recommend, I do recommend this foundation. Would I repurchase it? I have repurchased this. This is my second purchase of it. I did have the Soft Stable because I wanted to kind of try out a different shade. I was wrong about that shade, so I went back to N7/8, which I was always in. So this is my second bottle of this foundation. Definitely suggest it. definitely repurchase it. And if I don't know if I tell you guys this throughout my video, I leave all my shades down below. So if you've ever read my description box, all the foundations that I've reviewed so far are down below in the description box. So if you have any questions about my shades, definitely click on that and find out more about my skin shades and every other foundation. Now I'm gonna leave N7/8 down below because that is, I guess, the closest to my shade match. Maybe it doesn't match me perfectly right now, but come summer I definitely can pop this bad boy out. So yes, definitely love, definitely will repurchase. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know I do this foundation review series solely for you. I want to save you guys money, and I want you guys to invest in good foundations, which, I mean, maybe they won't work for you, but let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So if you want to see any of the other foundation review series videos, just click the playlist over to your side, and then if you want to subscribe, make sure you click my little face also to the side. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.